Aerobic, resistance, strength, or high-intensity training? What's best? Welcome to Be Fab, Be You Made Simple, your daily dose of inspiration designed to help you reinvent yourself by optimizing your body and mind. I am Maria Horstman, a health editor and coach, a fitness trainer, a speaker, and an entrepreneur, founder of BeFabBU.com. Our episodes are short and will bring you valuable content and practical nuggets for optimal health and fitness that you can implement ASAP. Let's get you to feel fabulous every day. Are you ready? Check out the show notes too. 1, schedule a free call with me to discuss a plan to take your health to the next level. 2, submit a question to be featured in our Ask Me Anything episodes on Sundays. Connect with me on social media and much more. Hit the subscribe button, and if you like what you hear, share with your friends and leave it a rating. Aerobic, resistance, strength, or high-intensity training, what's best? Welcome back to Be Fab, Be You Made Simple. In today's episode, I will continue the conversation about exercise modalities and their benefits to your health and benefits to your muscles and insulin resistance. Yes, of course, I got to talk about that. So check out episode 15 for the key reasons you want to increase or add resistance training to your exercise routine. So let me revisit the questions I encourage you to answer if you haven't yet from past episode. So this exercise here will help you identify areas you can do better. So here we go. How often do you exercise a week? What types of exercise do you perform? At what intensity do you perform them? How long are your sessions? And do you track your exercise activities? Last episode, I mentioned that resistance training offers a greater return of investment compared to aerobic training. The question is, what are other exercise modalities besides aerobic and resistance training that you can explore so you find what's right for you while maximizing time? Let's talk about strength training. This training modality uses resistance to increase the strength of your muscles and build muscle mass. There will be a roadmap to follow, and ultimately it will include performing low repetitions and heavier weight. Next is HIIT, high intensity interval training. As the name implies, you work at a higher intensity level at specific intervals of work and rest. HIIT can be anaerobic and aerobic. So aerobic HIIT is great to improve respiratory and circulatory efficiency. The routines are structured with 3 components in mind. You perform a movement for 45 to 60 seconds. In general, could be a little higher. You go all out. You give your 100%, so the rate of intensity applied here is high. Then you rest for a similar period of time. So you worked for 60 seconds, you rest for 60 seconds. This might change. This ratio of 1-to-1 might change based on your level of fitness and how you're starting, where you're at. An aerobic HIIT also involves giving your 100% from 45 to 90 seconds, but the work intervals don't rely on oxygen only, which is the aerobic. That means you will use stored carbs. Hello, we want that, right? This method helps to build muscle and burn the fat faster. That impact, or the impact basically on your body, also helps build stronger bones and joints, and that impacts of the jumping and all that. Isometric holds and high-intensity weightlifting are good examples of anaerobic HIIT. Next, I want to talk about is high-intensity functional training. You might not have heard about it, this term before, but this is the training method that combines it all. It combines high intensity, aerobic and anaerobic, functional fitness, Olympic training, multi-muscle recruitment. This is one of the most effective ways to manage your weight, improve insulin sensitivity, decrease insulin resistance, build muscle, and burn fat. This is the type of routines practicing CrossFit, and that's why CrossFit became really famous real quick. And that's why people love it at the same time. So both HIIT and HIFT, I guess, if you want to call it, are often short routines, meaning, less than 30 seconds, actually on average 20 minutes or so. I said 30 seconds, no, 30 minutes, pardon my minutes here. But often, they're 20 minutes in length. Obviously, there is stretching, there is, a warm up and all that. You don't go from sitting down all day to applying, 20 minutes of exercise, either one of these. So according to the National Center for Biotechnology Information, many people get a great deal of success by doing as little as 20 minutes of intense training 3 times a week. And if you're trying to lose belly fat, intense interval routines burn more fat than the average aerobic ones too. So that's important to realize here, is that you do not have to be an experienced exerciser to do HIIT or HIFT exercises. You just need to get started by doing and exploring your body. It is not difficult to build these routines when you incorporate, burst exercises of 30 to 60 seconds within your routine. And I'll be glad to help you do that. If you're just starting out, great, no problem. You can add intervals to your walk, to your jog, to your cycling routines. You can incorporate body weight movements to any aerobic training you're doing as well. Also, keep in mind that although I have not touched upon flexibility and balance, incorporating these practices are very important for better performance with all other modalities of exercise that I talked about. Here's an example. Your balance or lack of will impact your ability to perform one-leg movements effectively. The lack of flexibility will impact the depth of your squat and the weight that you're able to lift, and ultimately the strength that you're able to build. You might be thinking, oh my, there is not enough hours in a day for me to do all that. Aerobic, resistance, high intensity, flexibility, and all that. Look, I agree, and time is of essence. You must pick your battles based on your goals. As a trainer, I would love to allocate 2 to 4 hours, 4 to 5 times a week for fitness alone. What will I say here is that diversity of routines and intensity play a key role when it comes to exercise for longevity and for improvement of your fitness as well. It is because I focus on exercise for longevity with brain and bone health, and I coach people weight loss with a focus on managing blood sugar and insulin through lifestyle practices. When it comes to exercise, I do advise weight training and advise you to discover and implement HIIT on anyone's exercise plan. So everything is personalized in this case. When it comes to muscle insulin resistance, muscles clear about 80% of glucose from circulation. Resistance training and HIIT using weights, and that is the HIFT as well, like a CrossFit exercise, lead to more muscle mass. Higher glucose clearance will lower insulin resistance or increase insulin sensitivity, which is the same, and will lower the production of triglycerides as well. This is a beautiful thing. And if you don't agree with that, I don't know what I can tell you, but hopefully you do agree. As a nutrition endocrinology practitioner and a fitness trainer, I help my clients build a lifestyle program that takes other aspects of their health in consideration so they can make progress and get the results. For example, a person who experiences fatigue will unlikely benefit from high-intensity exercise. Actually, he or she will cause more harm than good by doing that. It is important to personalize a plan that takes in consideration your goals, your current lifestyle, health, and fitness level, and obviously your health history. Like anything else in life, what is even more important is to know and practice to get good results is consistency. Being the weekend warrior won't cut it, folks. Will not cut it. The consistency will always trump intensity every time. Babies fall hundreds of times before they can walk, right? That's the approach you get to follow in order to improve your health and fitness. Another practice that is as important as exercise is your nutrition. The quote that you must have heard that abs are made in the kitchen is not a joke. Whether your goal is to lose weight, burn fat, increase muscle, improve bone density, increase insulin sensitivity, and so on, your nutrition is indispensable to getting results in the gym and outside the gym. And of course, you can count on me to talk about that stuff coming forward. Is stuff, I mean, your diet, nutrition, to optimize your health. So what can you do today to step up your fitness and health game? There are ways that you can improve. Always. There is always more than one answer to anything. There is always a way for us to improve. So ask that question first. Do I want to improve? If your answer is no, well, then that's it. We're done here. Move on. Stop the recording. If you are not consistent and you want to improve, I would say focus on getting consistent. Pick one movement. One movement. Best if the movement will raise your heart rate. Maybe jumping jacks, your high knees, or maybe doing a lot of squats up and down. Maybe going up and down the stairs and perform it for 1 minute upon waking. Track your performance for a couple of weeks. Then, increase that time to 2 minutes and so on. Now, if you are consistent moving your body, you got to ask this question: what ways can you challenge your muscles? Is that by adding burst exercises of 30 to 60 seconds to your routine? Is that by increasing your repetitions, the weight that you're lifting, or the time of your routine, meaning the length of your routine? Assess where you are today. That's why I gave you those questions, and improve from there. And if you need help establishing a plan, do not hesitate to schedule a complimentary session with me at befabbu.com. I would love to be part of your health village. Be ready to rock and roll, because I will be ready to rock and roll. So that's it for today. Thanks for listening and for sharing this podcast with your friends and family, and talk to you soon. For listening to the Be Fab, Be You Made Simple podcast. Can you do me a favor? If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend and leave it a rating. It helps the podcast, and I really appreciate it. If you're wondering where to start, head over to my website, linked in the show notes, to sign up to receive encouragement, tips, and strategies to maximize results. While you're there, download a free health guide to get you started today. If you're looking for a coach and trainer to help you optimize your weight, body, and health, get on my calendar. Let's discuss your goals, establish a custom plan, implement it, and celebrate your results. Together, we can do this. Find the link to schedule a free energy audit strategy session also in the show notes. Connect with me on social media. I would love for you to let me know that you're listening to the show. Also, see the show notes for the links. In addition to a qualified healthcare practitioner It's important that you have someone in your corner who is in for you and will help you to plan and stay on track implementing your goals. Are you ready? Let's rock and roll this boat. I will see you on the next episode of Be Fab, Be You Made Simple. Just a reminder that this podcast is for educational purposes only. This podcast is not a substitute for health care by a doctor or other qualified medical professionals. This podcast is provided on the understanding that it does not constitute medical or other professional advice or services.